Yeah, good movie.
Another another movie that is quite anti-authoritarian
Mm.
uh is the first movie that we've seen for our show by one Douglas Fairbanks,
Mm.
which is also the first movie with a title of a character you may be familiar with, The Mark of Zorro.
Zorro,
Zorro.
the first Zorro film. That I mean, that
Yes.
is a definitive first, right? There are no Zorro films before
Yes.
this one.
The original Zorro story was published serialized in a magazine, and that came out in 1919.
Yeah,
So this is an adaptation that came out pretty soon afterward, and uh, this movie is so fun.
super fun.
I this is feels like the prototype of every kind of like wisecracking superhero in a way.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it's based on like a pulp story, so it has that kind of like pulp, pulp hero thing going on.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, Zorro has like a secret identity. He has like a cave underneath his mansion. We can get into Batman is basically Zorro. Like,
Basically white Zorro.
I mean, to the point where in Batman comics they acknowledge that, and it's like this movie, The Mark of Zorro, in 1920, is the movie that Bruce Wayne sees with his parents the night they are murdered.
I
Like
believe it's
in
supposed to be
the
the 1940 remake of Mark of
well,
Zorro.
the Batman origin comic was released uh before that movie was. So I think it's supposed to be
Oh.
this one. I think it
Huh.
also changes depending on like when the comics come out, right? So like in like Frank Miller comics, it's a newer Zorro movie. Like
It's and yeah, so it's Mask of Zorro in one in
I don't
the
think it ever has
Batfleck.
been, but like it should be, right? If like in like I don't know, Robert Pattinson Batman saw The Mask of Zorro when it came out, and that's the night his parents were killed. But yeah, like this movie is very has there, people have made no secret about how this movie influenced Batman.
This movie starts off, I mean, in line with our segue here. This movie starts off with a title card just talking about the nature of oppression.
Mm-hmm.
Uh
Yeah.
and how how in this time in this is set in, oh god, I don't remember exactly,
It's like the
some number of years
eighteen
earlier.
hundreds, like early to
Yeah,
mid 1800s, I want to say.
1800s, like California, Mexico, uh proto America,
Mm-hmm.
etc. It's very much a western in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's talking about uh the way that kind of wealthy land owning politicians and plutocrats will like oppress, in particular, like the poor, um and the indigenous people, and how they flaunt the church for their own selfish ends. And Zorro is the man who fights to defend all of these things against the powers that be.
Zorro. Zorro fought for the people.
It's the opening of the movie is really cool too. Like I really enjoy the way this movie opens, because it's like a guy in a bar with a very conspicuous Z-shaped scar on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and like talking about like how he got this scar. So you want to know how I got these scars. But he so like this idea of like Zorro is like as this like specter of somebody who's maiming bad dudes is hanging over this entire scene. You're like, who is Zorro? Where is Zorro? What does he look like?
Yeah. Yeah, it does a great job like build before we ever see him, like building up the character of Zorro, of like this mythic figure kind of. And then Zorro does show up and there's a cool fight.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, he's talking about like how he's like, yeah, I was just like, harming an indigenous person for no reason, and then this guy carved a Z in my face.
With his
um,
sword.
so they start kind of tempting the fates, because Zorro's got a bit of a spidey sense and knows when somebody's beating up on a Native American, and so he swings in to defend them at any time it happens. The guy who is scarred he's associated with this sergeant who is like working for the mayor, or like
The governor,
the
the kind of
governor.
corrupt governor. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's this like corrupt police force working for a corrupt governor, who are people who are just like vindictive, violent, like awful people, which, I think that a lot of, I don't know, anti-authoritarian or like commentary on police in silent films up till now, it's been a lot of the like bumbling cop variety, but
Hmm.
not like this kind of familiarly evil cop variety.
Right. Yeah. Um. Yeah. This movie feels very kind of Robin Hood-esque, also,
Yeah.
which
Hmm.
it makes sense. Like, Douglas Fairbanks would later make a Robin Hood movie, I think in 21 or 22. But yeah, it goes very hard on the sort of anti-authoritarian like streak. It's like, no. Like, this movie is about someone like defending the poor and from the sort of corrupt establishment, which is great. Great story. It's always compelling. This is the first United Artists release after it was founded. And it's co-written and produced by Douglas Fairbanks, who plays Zorro, or Senor Zorro, as he's often referred to in this one.
And also his alter ego, Don Diego Vega.
Indeed. Yeah, this movie has the kind of classic. He's got a secret identity as Diego Vega, who's this sort of like wealthy oaf, who is sort of trying to hide the fact that he's actually this, swashbuckling outlaw guy. He's got a secret lair under his manor. He has like a calling card.
He's got like an Alfred type guy.
Yeah. He's got a dad who's like telling, "Oh, you'll never amount to anything. You're just a layabout. You're just lying around the house." And he's like, you don't know."
The way that I mean, honestly, the way that Fairbanks plays both Zorro and Vega are so great. Like Zorro when he's Zorro, you're having like it's infectiously fun. Like I was grinning ear to ear the entire time that Zorro was like taunting these guys, and like he's doing all these amazing acrobatic tricks and
parkour.
Like he's doing all this.
He straight up does parkour in this movie. Like parkour moves of I forget what it's called, when you like leap over a thing and like you push off with your hands.
Oh, true. Yeah.
He's like climbing up the sides of buildings. He's swinging off of ropes. And again, because it's an old silent movie, like there were no tricks involved really. Like Douglas Fairbanks could just do all this stuff.
Yeah, and he and yeah, his energy when he is Zorro is just so great. Like he is you hate these guys that he's messing with so much, and it feels so satisfying for him to kind of make them look like fools. But then like on the other side of the coin, like when he is playing his Bruce Wayne type character, he just overdoes this kind of like absurd laziness and like he plays him like so dumb and so
and like cowardly too.
And cowardly, yeah. And I he's like yawning all of the time. He made me think of Prince Valium from Spaceballs. And like, yeah, regardless, he like steals the scene, I think. He's great.
Super charismatic in this movie. I do love how Zorro doesn't just like fight the villains. He like makes fun of them and like goes out of his way to like be a scamp.
Yeah.
Like there's a bit where he's getting chased and like he like runs around a thing, so he's like behind them and is like poking them in the back with the sword. And yeah, it's like even during like fight scenes or like stunts and things like that, he's finding ways to like inject personality into it, which is super fun to watch.
There's a plot in this movie of Don Diego's dad kind of saying that he needs to get married because he is too much of a rich boy who does nothing and needs to become a productive member of society or whatever. But he doesn't want to get married because he wants to spend all of his free time being Zorro.
It must be Zorro.
So he does. There's this great scene where he is just doing the best that he can to be like extremely like lame, like
Yeah.
when he's meeting when he's meeting the lady. He like starts doing shadow puppets and starts like taking taking like a napkin and like doing like little magic tricks and stuff. and it's very funny that it's yeah, it's the same kind of way that we would depict somebody being kind of awkward and lame now.
Yeah.
Magic tricks.
Yeah. But like not really good magic tricks either.
Yeah. And there's a point where she says, "He isn't a man, he's a fish."
He's like set up kind of with the daughter of this other wealthy landowning family named Lolita Polito. The name Lolita, I feel like, kind of got ruined by Vladimir Nabokov with the book Lolita. So it's like whenever I see that name pop up in something now, I'm like, ooh, yikes. But back in 1920, it was just a normal name. Yeah, Douglas Fairbanks before this, I think, had done mostly like comedies and like costume drama type of things. This is his first this is the movie that made him like an action star.
Right.
Which
and
is
he's so good at
yeah, I mean,
as an action star.
He's very good. I'm excited to watch like Thief of Baghdad and Robin Hood and more movies like this that he did afterwards. You mentioned the sort of Alfred-esque character, whose name is Bernardo, who is, I think, referenced in the 1998 movie The Mask of Zorro, which is about the same character. Anthony Hopkins plays old Diego Vega in that movie. And he at one point he's in disguise as a servant, and he uses the name Bernardo as like part of his disguise. And I was like, I see.
Wow, I didn't realize. Yeah, I guess Mask of Zorro is kind of Batman Beyond of Zorro.
No, it absolutely is. I believe before Batman Beyond was even a thing. I'm not sure when that show started. I think it was around the same time. But yeah, it's that movie, like this one. I think Zorro stuff in general feels very like it's establishing a lot of like superhero ideas and tropes before they really caught on in sort of more mainstream stuff.
For sure. Like the secret identity stuff, especially in this movie, is like so classic superhero.
Yeah. And the sort of him like acting totally different and like trying to hide the fact that he's this like capable fighter too, where it's like he's like there's a bit late in this movie, spoilers, blah, 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 where he has to fight someone as Don Diego, and everyone's like, oh, he can sword fight? Like, when did this happen? And that I was kind of surprised at that too. Like, this movie doesn't, like, at the end of this movie, everyone finds out that he is Zorro, and it's like they like, you know, put the governor in his place, and it's like, oh, okay, like the story's done. There's no like idea that Zorro will have further adventures after this. It's like, no, his secret identity is blown. He did what he accomplished to do. Like, this is the whole thing, which I did find kind of refreshing, I guess, in that this movie is not very sequel baity.
Mm-hmm. No ZCU.
Yeah, even though they did make a sequel to it called Don Q, Son of Zorro, also played by Douglas Fairbanks.
And this movie was super popular too. It was one of the most popular movies of the year, if not the. And the original Zorro story was not called The Mark of Zorro, but when it was republished this year or next year, it was republished as with the
Yeah.
title of the movie.
Right. Now a major motion picture.
And a sticker on it.
Yeah, the original like pulp magazine story was The Curse of Capistrano.
The Castle of Cagliostro.
I mean, sounds similar. Who knows?